Okay, I want to show you guys a properly installed baffle. It will be flush everywhere. Okay, nothing should be sticking out. That means that in the back you have drilled holes or whatever, however you want to do it. I drilled first smaller pilot holes, and then I changed the drill and I drilled bigger holes here where my screw is going through, because there's a washer and a bolt and a nut behind there that holds these bolts, and they're about this long, right? But even if you didn't have it, it would still hit the backing on the front. So just drill smaller pilot holes through here. That will mark the location, and then switch to a bigger drill to move enough material so that this will flush go in there. Now here's an improperly put in. These sides are flush, but you can see that this one sticks out just a little bit. See, just a little bit. It goes like this and like that. So this one I drill holes. You have to be conscious of like all the electronics and your wires. You have to tuck them inside. If you do that, it will go in. So that's, yeah. Another thing is, so speaking of these, even though these two top bolts are symmetrical and the two bottom are symmetrical, there's slight differences between top and bottom. That's just how naturally they are when I have to take measurements. So don't force anything. When you put the baffle on, if they don't quite fit, rotate the baffle 180 degrees and do it, and it will fit, because there's actual natural differences between this symmetry from the top to bottom. It's just the way that they design a speaker. Beyond that, here's one that I just printed. Let's go get some light. So, really nice font, as nice as I can make in 3D printer. And then I apply ironing on the back to make it look as best as I can. But it doesn't really matter, because, you know, the back is gonna be inside, you will never see it. But I tried even on the back to make it look as best as possible. It could come out 3D printer. This thing is made out of PETG. It's very rigid. It's the thing about 3D printing is that the right material for the right job, just like there's a saying, the right tool for the right job. It really is. You can actually use PETG and PETG for a lot of different things. For some things, you could maybe use PLA or PLA plus. It really depends. The nice thing I not like about PETG is stronger. It's UV resistant, but also it has some. It's very stiff and everything, but it's not too stiff, because when the parts are too stiff, they can become brittle. And one of the things I noticed when I originally printed PLA is when I was putting in these screws, you know, like I was tightening them, towards the very end, I could hear a little crunch, like you could hear a little crunch coming out of this plastic, because PLA and PLA plus, and both of them, they're a little bit. The plastic is less ductile, it's more brittle. You can actually hear it. On these, you can't hear anything. Like, I mean, I wouldn't over tighten them, because you never want to do that anyway, but it's a solid amount, and there was no crunch. There was like, you can hear like the plastic was able to take that pressure without any crunch. And this is the ultimate reason why I chose this, plus the UVA, because UV resistance, because I don't want the customers to think that, like, when you hear that crunch, they broke something, or over time it will break something. So just don't overthink it. This will last forever. Just as another thing, let's see. I don't think so. The original baffle, the one that came out at 100% plastic, there's no backing of any kind. There was this light, like a thing that they put on top of it, in the back of it. I mean, like there's this layer, like a slice of this material, like a spongy material. Maybe that was to absorb any vibrations or anything like that. But honestly, I don't hear any vibrations. So if you want to do something like that, you can find a similar material, cut it out, make sure it's thin enough, and then put it on the inside for that. Honestly, I don't think this will. Now, as far as what this material, what kind of plastic this is and this, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not a chemist, but this does have metal backing in the back. These don't, so I think you're good to go. All right, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. If you need any of these, contact me. They're $22 a piece plus shipping.